Good day, everyone. Welcome to another video in our Azure Databricks series. Today, we are going to dive deep into SQL Warehouse and the serverless starter warehouse in Azure Databricks. We will walk through the entire process of understanding how SQL Warehouse works, its benefits, and when you might want to use it over the serverless starter warehouse. I will guide you step by step through the setup, and we will run some queries on our Delta tables to see it in action. Let's start by discussing SQL Warehouse. While all-purpose compute is a medium that supports Python, SQL, R script, and other scripts, SQL Warehouse is exclusively focused on running SQL Server queries only. SQL Warehouse is ideal for workloads where you primarily query data using SQL, especially when working with Delta tables in the Hive Metastore. If your goal is to run SQL queries for business intelligence tools like Power BI, or you don't need Python or R scripts, SQL Warehouse could be a great fit as it tends to be more cost effective compared to all purpose compute. Now let's move on to the serverless starter warehouse. So this is one of the serverless starter warehouse that I have. It is the warehouse we have been using until now, and it has some important characteristics. First, it doesn't require any configuration. If you remember, we didn't need to create anything. It was just there, ready for us to start using. We just need to start it, and then we will be ready to use the serverless starter warehouse. And this makes it very convenient for quick querying. As soon as you start a serverless starter warehouse, a cluster is automatically provisioned in the control plane. So it is provisioned on the control plane. Yeah, this means that Databricks manages everything for you, and you don't have much control over the underlying resources. However, note that since it operates on the control plane, your data traffic might flow outside of your VNet and through the Azure Backbone network. If you're comfortable with that and don't require direct control over the infrastructure, serverless starter warehouse is an excellent choice for you. But if you need more control or prefer to keep your data within your own network, that is inside your VNet, you should consider provisioning a SQL warehouse. SQL warehouse is designed for scenarios where you are handling SQL queries exclusively, and it allows you to maintain more control over how and where your data is processed. It's also a better fit if you're focused on cost optimization and don't need the versatility of all-purpose compute. Now let's go ahead and create a new SQL warehouse together. Click on create SQL warehouse here. Yeah, and let's name our warehouse here as JB SQL warehouse. Yeah, let's name our SQL warehouse as this. And cluster size, what I'll do is like I will use 2x small. And auto stop, I will keep it as 10. 10 is the minimum value that you can use here. Yeah. And scaling, if you see here, it basically tells like it scales clusters to handle more concurrent users. When cluster recycles each day, maximum will temporarily be exceeded. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is like I'm going to leave this as default, that is min and max to 1. But in reality, in production use, depending on your workload requirement, you can change this value accordingly. For example, if I change this max to say 8 here, yeah, you can see that the cluster's DBU value changes from 4 to 32. Clusters DBU changes with the value that we use in the scaling. Yeah. For this demo, I'm going to leave min and max as 1. Yeah. Based on your requirement, what you can do is like you can keep the values that is as appropriate. Yeah. So here the type I will select as Pro, yeah. And then on the advanced options, what I'm going to do is like I'm going to give a tag here so that I will understand um, uh, what would be the VMs and anything, any resources that is going to get created for this SQL warehouse. I'll be able to look at from the Azure portal. Yeah. So the key, what I'll do is like I will name it as resource, yeah, and then the value I will keep it as JB SQL warehouse, yeah, and spot instance policy I will leave it as a default cost optimize, and channel also I will leave it as default, which is correct, yeah. And let's click on create here, and then let's wait for it to get created, yeah. So I will leave this default user as the user, the login with which I have logged into this Azure Databricks workspace. I will leave it as it is, yeah. And then I will wait for this to get started, and then we will take it from there. Okay, so the JBSQL warehouse is online now. It is running. Yeah. What I'll do is like I will copy this ID here. Now what I'll do is like I will go to this manage resource group. Just want to look at the virtual machines that are created. Okay. So let's go to the virtual machines here. Yep. And if you see here, what you can see here is like uh, you remember the tag that I've given, which is resource JB SQL warehouse, that points out that this one belongs to that warehouse. Yeah, let's do a search for that ID that we copied, and if you see here, we are able to see that. So as soon as we started this SQL, JB SQL warehouse, we can see that the VMs that are created. Yeah, now once I stop it, those VMs will be deallocated. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the catalog here. Yeah, and then once we have these things here, what we can do is like we will start querying the delta tables. Yeah. So this is that we have these catalogs here. Yeah. So what I'll do is like I will try, I will use this SQL warehouse that I've created, and then I will query this table HDFC Bank, and we will take it from there. Yeah. And just to show you guys, if you go to the compute, if you can see here, the all-purpose compute is down. And if I go to the SQL warehouse, the starter warehouse is down. It is just the JB SQL warehouse that is online. Yeah. So now let's go to the SQL editor here. Yeah. We will create a sample table first. Yeah. Now, if I click on this hive underscore metastore, we have these schemas here, and the sample table that I'm going to create, that will come under this default schema. Yeah. So if you see here, I've selected the hive metastore, and also the schema that I've selected is default. Okay. So let's first execute this query. If you notice, this is a simple SQL query that we normally use in SQL Server as well. So as far as this SQL warehouse is concerned, you can utilize the SQL queries here. Yeah. So let's execute that. And once this query gets completed, if you can see here, the table is created here. Yeah. Sample underscore table. Now what I'm going to do is like I'm going to insert two rows into this particular table. Okay, let's wait for it to complete. Okay, so if you see here, two rows are inserted. Now what we'll do is like let's run this query and then look at the data inserted. So if you can see here, we are able to see the two rows that we have inserted. Yep. As you can see, the query executed smoothly, and we can access our data right from the SQL warehouse. To wrap up, let's summarize the key points. Serverless starter warehouse is perfect for quick, low maintenance SQL querying, especially when you don't need control over the underlying infrastructure. However, it does route data through the control plane, meaning it's best suited for cases where you don't mind data leaving your VNet. SQL Warehouse, on the other hand, provides greater control and flexibility, allowing you to keep data within your VNet and tailor the infrastructure to your specific needs. It's the better choice for cost efficient SQL based workloads and for those who need to keep everything within a tighter security perimeter. Both options serve different use cases, and the one you choose depends on your priorities. Quick setup versus control and security. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more videos on Azure Databricks, and let me know in the comments what topics you would like me to cover next. Have a great day. Jai Hind.